How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get into today's video, definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, as well as clicking that bell icon down there to turn on post notifications. All that stuff really helps me out a ton as a smaller YouTuber in the algorithm. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new 2024 S650 Mustang, or the new 7th generation Mustang. Now, I already do know that there's a ton of information out there that's already been recycled, so I'm not going to go over all of the details that we currently know, because I already kind of did a video on that a few weeks ago now, but there's not really too much known. I mean, the general design has kind of been leaked through certain renders and different things, and it shouldn't look too much different from the S650 Mustangs, although this design is going to look a little bit more toned down. However, in today's video, we're going to be talking about a post on Instagram, on Ford's Instagram specifically, that occurred I think yesterday or 2 days ago now. And it's basically confirming that this Mustang, this next generation of the Mustang, will still have a naturally aspirated V8. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to snake you guys and, play the footage all the way at the end of today's video. I'll just play it right now. And if you go onto their Instagram page, it is right here, and you can hear that, classic V8 roar. And it sounds like a Coyote engine. So I don't know if it's going to be powered by a 3rd generation Coyote, or if there's going to be a new 4th gen Coyote in this new S650 Mustang. However, this is awesome. This is fantastic if you are a muscle car fan, or you're a muscle car purist. And this is especially a huge middle finger to Dodge, who just recently announced that they're going to be stopping production for internal combustion engine Chargers and Challengers. Personally, as a Mustang fan and someone who does own a Mustang themselves, I think this is awesome. I don't really tend to play favorites too much. I love Camaros, I love Mustangs. I like a lot of cars. I'm not going to hate on, Chevy or Mopar specifically. However, the fact that the Camaro is going out of production, I believe within the next 1 to 2 production years, and that again Dodge is going fully electric with their muscle cars, this is really, really great. And that little video clip, just playing the little clip of that exhaust tone, I can tell you, this is something that I said when I made the video covering the new electric Dodge Charger Daytona that Dodge put out there recently. Nothing comes close to the real thing. I mean, you can put speakers or amplifiers or whatever in your electric car and try to pump out a nice sounding noise, I guess, and market it as an exhaust, but nothing comes close to the real thing. Now, that electric Dodge Charger Daytona might be making, I don't know, 1,000 horsepower or whatever by the time it actually reaches production. Also, who knows how, expensive they're going to be priced. Even if this new Mustang isn't making a ridiculous amount of power, or if it just sticks to the older, the 3rd gen Coyote engines that have already been in Mustangs since 2018, I would be totally fine with that. Now, moving on to the design, looking at this article here by CJ Pony Parts, there are some confirmed exterior changes that I do want to go over if you again haven't seen them already. So they are going to be new body lines. This is basically essentially what the front should look like. I believe the headlight design was leaked, and then here, if we go into Google Images and just look at some of these renders, you can see kind of the modern, slimmer headlight design with, I guess, a more boxier front than compared to the 6th gen, the S650. And yeah, it definitely does look a decent amount different. However, it doesn't look that different, and it's almost reminding me of the shift that Ford did with the 05 to 09 Mustangs into the 2010 facelift, which I don't even want to talk about that, but then the 2011 and 2014 Mustangs, where it's the same generation for that, back in the 5th generation, but it's slightly different. So that's why I initially kind of speculated that this S650 was maybe not going to leave the 6th generation technically. However, that has been confirmed that it will be the new 7th gen, but you shouldn't really expect that much of a crazy shift in the design. Now, a couple guaranteed little details that we do know of right now for the GT trim is that there's going to be like fender vents, I believe, in the front or the rear, and there's going to be 19-inch wheels. It's going to have that V8, and there's also potentially going to be a quad like exhaust tips from factory. So that would be the first time in the entire history of the Ford Mustang that the Mustang GT would actually have 4 exhaust tips in the rear. I know it's really not that significant, but I do think that is kind of cool. I also know that the 2020 GT500s and the current GT500s also have that quad tip exhaust, but to my knowledge, I believe that this again will be the first time that the Mustang GT will actually have this option from the factory, not like a Shelby Mustang or anything special like that. But now, scrolling down in this article, we can see actually some pictures of the interior, which is actually, this is news to me. I have not seen these pictures yet. You still have the same gear shifter. You could tell that this example right here is an automatic, but that gear selector, I guess, is the exact same as the 7th gen facelift Mustangs, at least the ones after 2018. That digital display definitely does look different, however, as well as this center screen display. And I think even the air vents are a little bit different. But that gear selector, that is right out of the 7th gen Mustang. So it does look like Ford is recycling a decent amount of parts. However, with the, you know, crazy car market that we're in nowadays, I would be completely fine if Ford cheaped out on some little things like that and just reused them from this previous generation, just to keep the cost of production to a reasonable price, so that the consumer can actually afford a new Mustang GT without completely breaking the bank. Now, unfortunately, this issue of affordability has been, again, a problem that many manufacturers have had to face in these, you know, past couple years, pretty much ever since COVID messed everything up. But we've seen it with Toyota, with super prices being much more than they're advertised and now that the new Z is actually heading into dealerships. I just did a video talking about how a Z proto spec in a Nissan dealership in Washington State, I think, that is actually, they're trying to sell it for like 130K, which is just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this little teaser by Ford. I honestly, when I saw this, I know it's not that big of a deal, but I just love the fact that, you know, Ford, at least for now, is staying with a nice naturally aspirated V8. And you could tell from the little clip, like, you don't hear any turbo noises. You sure as hell don't hear a supercharger. So it's not like they're going to be turboing the regular GT or anything like that and, you know, bumping down the displacement. I still think that they're going to stay with the iconic 5.0 badge. And again, just from that little clip, to me, I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below, but to me that sounds awfully similar to a 3rd gen Coyote engine. Now, also, while you're down there, definitely be sure to leave your opinions of these renderings of the S650 Mustang and whether or not you think Ford is going in the right or wrong direction with the design from what we've seen so far. And also, again, while you're down there, definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe, click that bell icon to get notified every single time that I do post a video. I know it's annoying for me to say this, but as a smaller YouTuber, that stuff really does help me out a lot in the algorithm. But like always, thank you guys so much for the continued support. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.